Welcome back to the Jacob Wright podcast. It's Monday. Even better, it's Monday morning. That means it's time to focus, wake up, lock in, and go achieve your goals this week. That's what the goal of this podcast is going to be from now on. I had a conversation with a friend recently. He was asking about the show, asking about how things are going. And I mentioned that I release episodes on Mondays. And he was saying, that's fantastic. Give me some energy. And I said, you know what? That's actually right. This show needs to bring people energy at the time and place of the week that they're receiving it. From here on out, I'm going to be positioning these episodes released on Monday as a way to give you some inspiration, storytelling, and to wake up for you to realize that whatever you're trying to do in your career, to have a little bit of motivation heading into it. You're going to decide what you're doing, how you're doing it, and have a little bit of inside information on getting it done. First, in some news, IVIX, a startup using AI to detect fraud in financial systems, just raised $60 million in Series B funding. Their platform helps law enforcement uncover money laundering, crypto fraud, and illicit schemes, which used to take months of manual effort for security teams to do. This kind of AI efficiency, doing more with less, should be an inspiration to teams and groups attempting to build lean systems. I bring up this story because I want to highlight how over the last few weeks, we've seen a tremendous adoption from every sector, every industry, every niche of AI, or at least the concept of it, and trying to apply it to their use case. This is the greatest revolution of our lifetime, and we are going to see rapid changes and gradual changes across all sectors for the rest of our lives. Pretty cool things that IVIX is doing. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right, but IVIX is how it's spelled. Next news topic, Department of Justice is still circling Google. If you've been following this story or heard of this story, a major ruling around antitrust remedies is expected by the end of August. There's talk of forced sharing of search data or some behavioral constraints. I think the craziest part of this story for me so far is the unsolicited offer from Perplexity for Google Chrome of a roughly $35 billion for that Chrome asset. I'm bringing this story up to point out that right now, even the giants are being forced to adapt very quickly, and that if they're not lean or able to operate like a startup, they're going to get whacked. I was having a conversation with somebody at a large corporate group, and they were mentioning a presentation towards their team. And the reason why I was having a conversation with this friend was because that team member said now on their competition slides are startups. And this is a Fortune 500 level enterprise B2B SaaS company. And they now are mentioning startups as competition. And that gave me some fire, because what it's saying is these big guys realize that they don't have moats anymore. Any moat that was created for your differentiator is now vanished in this world of artificial intelligence and lean systems and business orchestration utilizing AI. And so now it's a race all over again. And startups are nimbler, leaner, faster. No, they don't have the capital to maybe have the same scale. Maybe they don't have the same level of infrastructure, but they certainly can use the technology and learn the technology and learn the protocols and build the protocols just as fast as any other engineer at any other company. So the race is on. On the home front, here's what's happening with WorkAgent. We've officially launched our first pilot businesses. They are up and running. Today is going to be the first day of full live interaction data to be able to be reviewed. This is a big milestone for us. It seems that we've been talking about this for a long time, but actually getting it out in the wild is pretty cool to us. What makes us unique is the deep integration ability into a business current systems. For example, one of our customers uses very specific scheduling software, and they want their appointments and all of their information to be in that software because that's where their team works. And so we spent some time configuring and building it out so that one of their WorkAgent products would work inside of their current system, and it works great. So that's where real moats are going to come. Real moats are going to come from deep integration in niche verticals into established systems so that humans and AI can work alongside each other. The next thing is we officially have our first employee. This is shout out Alex Bannum. He came on as an intern for us earlier this summer, and we presented him his first offer. And I was just reflecting on that. I think it's showing our ability to track talent. Alex has been a wonderful contributor and is really making the team move much faster. So that's a great update. And the last update on the home front is that what we're seeing in our go-to-market, I talked about go-to-market last week, is that there is the same level of anticipation in businesses, from single owner operator businesses all the way up to giant enterprise corporations, for utilization of AI systems. That's something that I think is very interesting, because it's saying that everybody's feeling the same problems. And I'm not sure when this is going to burst, if it's going to burst, but I'll just list some things that I've been thinking about. First are labor prices in general. Every business feels the hurt of labor prices or cost of living. That could be another influencing factor. The next are labor shortages, or shortages in niche skilled positions that every business, again, doesn't matter your size, is hurting for. All of these macro factors are affecting every business, which is why this revolution is happening. Every business wants the same result. Everybody wants a volume increase, margin increase, cost efficiency, operational efficiency. General blanket observation. A framework that's helped me throughout my time being an entrepreneur, being in the startup land, that I want to share with you is starting Mondays with the question, what does success look like at the end of the week? I've been talking about this with some of my colleagues and across some other platforms, and I realized that this is a relatively new concept to some people, so I wanted to share it. It doesn't matter if you're in a 9-to-5 corporate job, doesn't matter if you're in a 9-to-5 or blue collar trade. The same principle applies everywhere. Something that I ask my teams at the beginning of every week is, what does success look like on Friday? Or whatever the last day of your shift or trade or schedule may be. If that's Thursday, Tuesday, doesn't matter. At the beginning of your work week or beginning of your shifts, what does success look like at the end? I ask that question every week for us on Monday mornings. And what this does is it allows us to get out of the weeds of starting on Monday or starting the week back up and say, okay, what are the things that I want to accomplish this week, and why are those the things that I want to accomplish? What paths do they help us go down? Then at the end of the week, after you've gone through the weeds, ups and downs in startup land, 1 week is a full roller coaster ride, feels like a year of time. At the end, you were able to take back and reflect and say, okay, did I accomplish those things that I said I wanted to at the beginning of the week that would make the week successful? Sharing what this success looks like at the end of this week, we have a really big meeting coming up on Wednesday. Excited for that meeting. Excited to present. This meeting is one of those things, is kind of a pivotal moment in our startup journey, and excited to execute on that. Other things coming up are rolling out our general small business platform. We need to be closer with a few things inside of our application. I don't want to share too much detail yet, but that'll be coming soon to allow some of our other customers to have some better functionality. So shipping those updates is what we need to do by Friday. It's Monday, so go kick some ass and get back to it. Thanks for listening.